We're Biffle and Shuster. How do you do? We turned up here to spread some cheer and entertain you.
That's right, we're Biffle and Shuster. I'm Benny Biffle, and this is Sammy Shuster.
Ed Robertson welcoming you to TV Confidential, radio talk show about television. Darby Hinton will join us in our second hour. Darby Hinton, the actor known around the world as Israel Boone on Daniel Boone. Darby has 3 new movies coming out, one of which is a Western featuring Johnny Crawford. There's an event coming up in Thousand Oaks, California that will benefit Johnny Crawford in his fight against Alzheimer's disease. If you're a fan of the Rifleman, we'll tell you how you can cowboy up for Johnny Crawford when Darby Hinton joins us in our second hour. We hope you'll stay tuned for that. In the meantime, Greg Ehrbar is with us as we open up this hour by welcoming back our friends Will Ryan, Nick Santa Maria, and Michael Schlesinger. Will and Nick are the stars, and Mike is the writer, producer, and director of the Misadventures of Biffle and Shuster, a collection of 1930s comedy shorts that pay homage to the Three Stooges, Abbott and Costello, Laurel and Hardy, and other vintage comedy teams. The Misadventures of Biffle and Shuster is available on DVD through our friends at Kino Lorber. We're going to do something a little different. We mentioned that one of the extra features on the Misadventures of Biffle and Shuster DVD is Biffle and Shuster, the vintage 1962 interview that was done around the time of their cameo appearance.
I think it was around 1962.
1962, their cameo appearance in Into Mad, 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 Mad World. What we didn't know is there's actually a second vintage Biffle and Shuster interview. We're going to play that for you right now.
And it is around the mid-'60s?
It's around the mid-'60s. This is before their footage of It's a Mad, 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 Mad World got cut. But they were on the map. They were doing television shows. They did an episode of Perry Mason. They hosted the Hollywood Palace and a couple of beach party movies.
Yep. This is back when TV Confidential was a smaller show. We
That's
were
right.
much younger.
We're only on one station.
Yeah, I had hair.
Yes.
On my head.
Yes. And you guys are also up for the Victor Mature part in Head.
Yeah.
With the Monkeys movie.
So there's so much to discuss.
There's so much
This is
to
an
discuss.
exciting era.
But the Perry Mason you guys did, it was your dramatic acting.
We're very excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to really convince Sammy to do it because he was so he wanted to throw in gags. He had a trunk load of gags. He showed up with them all. He had whoopee cushions, rubber chickens, all the things he brought on his honeymoon. And he convinced me. I convinced him eventually that we could show another side to Biffle and Shuster.
Yeah, I thought it was important that we do something that would make an impression because I was very disappointed with the script because we didn't, in the last part of it...
You were not part of the histrionics at the very, very final.
Exactly. I wanted to be the guy that said, wait a minute, I did do it after all.
Yeah. And you wanted to make that hamburger joke.
Right.
Remember?
Because they never did it.
Yeah.
The whole
and
show.
He wanted to do it. He wanted to do it. Yeah.
It's so obvious. And every
Hamilton
week
burger,
people watch the show. That's why I always
Yeah, no one ever brought that up.
Right.
Well, I brought up a few hamburgers I've eaten in the past, but never did we make that joke about, what's his name? William Tallman.
Actually...
He wasn't that tall, by the way.
No, he was not that
But he was
tall.
very William.
But Paul Drake was tall.
Yeah, Paul Drake was tall.
Very tall. I understand because you guys did so well your first appearance on Perry Mason, you were up for one of the guest attorney spots because Burr missed a couple of shows, and so they had special guest stars. And I understand it was going to be a special episode where Biffle and Shuster defended the defendant in tandem. It was going to be a double.
In fact, we were on a tandem bicycle doing it.
It was a funny scene, but they cut it out.
They cut it out. They didn't like it. We added a few gags.
And the Beatles used it in their movie.
Yeah. What was that movie again?
Hard Night.
Hard night for the
Texas.
Texas.
Hard Day's Bike.
What about that scene with Della Street?
Yeah, Della Street.
Barbara.
Yeah.
We almost got married once.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder you're so hale.
Yeah. No, but she was going out with Kit Carson.
Oh, right, that old cowboy.
Bill Williams.
Yeah.
Right?
Bill Williams.
Yeah. That's right. Bill Williams. He was Kit Carson, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
On television.
Yeah.
Not on the radio.
Not in real life.
No, not in real life.
No.
So you guys were in on the dawn of television when it was
right.
just...
we were there.
Did anybody think it was going to last?
Well, when Burl came on, Remember, Burl came on in 1948, I believe it was, for Texaco.
Texaco Star Theater.
Right. Everybody had to get a television, wanted to see Burl, you know. But it was like visiting old jokes. As far as we were concerned.
He never hired us. Right. He never hired us. So we got even with him that time that we put on the Texaco stuff. And
That's
we joined the quartet.
We came out with the quartet.
Yeah.
It was a sextet at that point.
Right.
You pardon my language.
It was very funny.
Yeah, it was very funny. We had the men from Texaco. We hailed from Maine to Mexico and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The funny thing was, that's what we did. We said da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it was a dead giveaway.
When Burl came out.
He slapped you, I remember.
He did.
Oh, that hurt.
And I slapped him.
Yeah, that's right. And then you both turned around and slapped me.
Right.
It was terrible. It was
then
very...
you slugged them, and they had to carry him away, and that's how we got to do the show up until the next commercial. And then he got better, and we didn't speak for many years.
Burl never forgave us.
Yeah.
Never forgave us.
So I take it he did not appear on your episode of the Hollywood Palace that you hosted.
We did not have Milton on the Hollywood Palace. We did borrow Sidney Spritzer to do our bit, the heckler bit from the box, remember?
That's right.
Yeah, I think that didn't sit too well with Burl either.
And we tried to get, what's his name, the very likable guy with the likable face that used to work with Burl. Now, I'm not talking about Arnold Stang, but his stooge before him, you know?
Before Arnold Stang?
Yeah, Jack.
Jack the Ripper.
No. Jack, you know, he did the commercials, too.
You're talking about, what's his name?
Jack Carter.
No.
Jack
funny.
Jack Douglas.
Jack LaLanne.
No. Is it the guy with the puppets? The puppet kid?
Jack the funny guy.
Jack the funny guy.
Jack the funny guy.
Jack
Oh,
probably
boy.
begins with K.
Jack
Anyway,
Kirk.
we tried
Jack
to get
Cheeks.
him for our
Jack
show.
Koiken. Jack Kellman.
Jack and Ape.
Jack Kaka. Jack Coy. Jack Killman. Jack Debbie Reynolds. No. Okay.
Jack
But I
Hughes.
Who?
Jack Hughes.
Why don't you keep quiet?
Yeah, we got Emile Zola here writing material.
Yeah, I know. I feel like, what's his name?
Nick Santamaria and Will Ryan are with us in character as we take a look at the rarely discussed but nonetheless fascinating television career of Biffle and Shuster throughout the 1960s and the remarkable impact the boys had on many iconic TV shows and TV moments. Nick and Will, of course, are the stars of the Misadventures of Biffle and Shuster, a bona fide, authentic, and very, very funny DVD collection of 1930s comedy shorts about the greatest comedy team, Benny Biffle and Sammy Shuster, that never actually existed. But the Misadventures of Biffle and Shuster exists, and you can find it now on DVD through our friends at Kino Lorber. You can follow Biffle and Shuster on Twitter at Biffle and Shuster.
Who were some of the other guests on Hollywood Palace with?
Oh, when we hosted?
Yeah.
Oh, we had Bertha the Elephant, remember?
Yes,
Bertha the
It was a
Elephant
very
did
good
her
act.
piece, yeah.
Yes. And,
We had-
and, you know, Mary Hartline came on with Bertha.
Oh.
She did her little, tribute to herself.
Because she hadn't done a circus thing outside of Chicago.
That's right. Well, she introduced the Flying Bordellos,
Yes,
who
right,
did
yeah.
their act
Right.
for us. I don't know how they got away with that name.
I know.
And
It's a real name.
Yeah, we had Rosemary and Maury Amsterdam doing their act that they were doing in Vegas at the time, capitalizing on their Dick Van Dyke Show fame. And we also had Eartha Kitt. Eartha
That's
Kitt
right.
singing some of her sexy songs.
Yes,
we
that's
love
right.
Eartha. Yeah.
Santa Baby.
Santa Baby.
Santa Baby.
Baby.
Oh, and
Yeah,
Stacey
that's
Ball?
a good one.
Stacey
Stacey
Ball.
Ball.
Stacey
Yeah,
Ball.
except she sang it in French, so
So
nobody,
nobody
knew what she was
understood
saying.
it. You know, we were a little peeved about that.
Of course, that show was live, so
Yes.
that was done live on Saturday nights on ABC, and
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. So you guys were in your element.
We had Bertha the Elephant. Yes, she did her
She was
bit.
very
Remember?
good. And you know, Mary Hartline brought her on. I don't know if I mentioned that.
No, I don't think you mentioned that.
Yeah, we couldn't get Claude Kirshner because he was too tall for the
Yeah.
studio. You know, in Chicago, they had a very high ceiling there because they had trapeze acts.
Yeah,
So
but when Claude tried to,
Kirshner
he
could
tried to
fit
do
into
his
the
thing in
studio.
our studio.
The
He had to
human
stoop
beanpole.
down. He
Yeah.
had to stoop down, and everyone thought he was Groucho Marx.
But I just want to say, because you brought up Perry Mason, and
I think his mother brought him up.
Remember our pal who was there?
Who?
Georgie Stone was doing every episode.
That's
Yeah,
right.
He was the stenographer who appeared in the
was.
background.
That's right. That's right.
He was losing his sight at the time, and Burr made sure that he always had at least if not a speaking role, a silent bit to keep his pension.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Raymond Burr was a very kind man.
Yeah, he was.
Loved children.
Loved children. He was a practical joker, so he must have loved you guys.
We hit it off.
Yeah.
We hit it off. Yeah. He was good. We kept calling him Burr Tillstrom. Remember? We kept calling him that. He hated that.
Speaking of Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was speaking of Chicago? You are.
I was talking about Mary Hartline in Chicago and Claude Kirshner in Chicago, and who's the guy from King and I?
Yul Brynner.
Directors. Whenever we'd be in Chicago, he was the director, but he used to have hair then, so you couldn't recognize that he was going to be famous.
Yeah, Yul Log.
Yes,
no, Yul Brynner.
Yul Brynner.
Yul Brynner. I thought it was Yul Log. I'm sorry. Yes. They were both hot.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about the beach movies that you did?
I got to tell you, we did one where it was just Frankie Avalon. So it was the first time he worked without a net. I've been dying to use that. I've been dying to use it.
I was going to say that. But,
well, I got that first.
Yeah.
But yeah, we enjoyed those films.
Yeah, we never got to work with a net, though.
No. But those kids in the bikinis, I mean, they were just, it was life affirming.
I understand that Harvey Lembeck,
Eric Von Zipper,
he considered you guys mentors.
Well, yeah, he was very kind to us. He said that he grew up watching our films, and that's how he came across all of these slapstick antics that he became so famous for.
He would not have been the comic foil he was were it not for you guys.
I'm kicking sand around.
What happened was we had an office in the von Sternberg building on the Paramount lot, and we thought, what are we going to do with this office? So we started having comedy classes and acting classes there. Yeah. And he came in, he was on the Bilko show,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
he was Rocco Barbella.
Yeah, so he came to Los Angeles, and he came up and saw what we were doing, and then we had a thing in Las Vegas, so we let him take over the acting class,
and that became a big thing for him.
Yeah.
A lot of people studied under Harvey.
Robin Williams.
Yeah, but we don't know about Robin Williams because this is 1960 whatever.
Well, we had a crystal ball installed.
Oh, really? I danced there.
But Robin Williams would have known about you guys.
Yeah, well, Robin Williams was a big fan, actually.
Yeah.
He was a big fan.
He was a little boy. He wrote you a letter.
He did write us a letter. I think it was a consonant. But it was very well done, I thought.
No, it was a vowel, and it was the
it was a vowel?
It was the letter I.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He was always...
Tonight's show is brought to us
by the letter I. I know. Mine have been poked. But anyway, we loved making those beach movies, and we don't mind the rock and roll. The rock and roll is kind of nice. No. It was good.
Well, didn't you guys do a single, sort of a novelty rock and roll single?
We did a whole album.
Yeah,
it was produced by Ian Whitcomb.
Ian Whitcomb.
Yeah, because he did one with Mae West.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He worked with Mae.
He's good enough for Mae. He's good enough for us.
That's right. Yeah.
But he's British, so we sang with kind of a British accent.
Well, we did our own rock and roll song.
Yeah.
Was it original songs or was it covers of other?
No. We did an original song actually that we wrote ourselves.
Yeah.
It was called "We Rock and Roll with Rocks in Our Heads."
Yeah.
Became very big.
The one Surfing on the Moon.
Surfing on the Moon was very good. Yeah.
That was good. We did Ian's song, the Turn On song.
Yeah, and the Watusi Wombat. Remember that one?
Yeah.
The Watusi Wombat.
That's right.
That was one of my favorites.
And then we did the flip side was the Wombat Watusi.
That's right. But you had to play it backwards.
Yes.
In order to get the message.
We got Sandy
but that's
Sammy Shuster is dead.
Exactly.
Yeah. We had a whole thing going with that. Everybody thought it was real.
We went to New York and we tried to do an album with Sandy Linzer and Denny Randall, because they had a couple of hits out, including the Toys. They wrote a song with Mozart. Something about a shampoo or something. I forget what the song was.
The Lover's Concerto.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
I knew it was a big word.
How is in the rain?
Yeah. Those guys split up, and Sandy Linzer teamed up with Petrillo, but not
Sammy.
Yeah, not Sammy Petrillo, with another Petrillo. So it's Sandy Linzer and Mike Petrillo. Mikey.
Petrillo was head of the union.
Yeah.
Tough fella.
Yeah.
Tough
he had those Petrillo strikes, and he only had 2 of them.
Yeah, that's true. But he was a lousy bowler.
Yeah, right. 3 strikes and he's going to be out.
But anyway, we did the rock and roll thing.
Nick Santamaria and Will Ryan are with us in character as we take a look at the television career of Biffle and Shuster throughout the 1960s and the remarkable impact the boys had on many iconic TV moments. Nick and Will, of course, are the stars of the Misadventures of Biffle and Shuster, a bona fide, authentic, and very, very funny DVD collection of 1930s comedy shorts about the greatest comedy team, Benny Biffle and Sammy Shuster, that never actually existed. But the Misadventures of Biffle and Shuster exists, and you can find it now on DVD through our friends at Kino Lorber.
So you went on Dick Clark's show? And all
sure.
those shows.
We had a little trouble with the lip syncing because our hearing isn't the best.
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry, what?
And it wasn't... And
Some of the critics said it was more career syncing than lip syncing.
But you know what I liked about it was a lot of nice songs, good, well written songs by real composers.
Yeah.
Like Who's Sorry Now, we're being very popular with the kids all over again.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
And so we thought we'd have a chance with we did Barney Google with a rock and roll beat, and we did Yes We Have No Bananas, because there was no bigger hit in 1923 than Yes We Have No Bananas, and except maybe Barney Google. And so we did both of those with.
They were on the same 45, by the way.
We had guys. It was it's the guys who worked for Kirshner, and we recorded over at Capitol
Don
Records,
Kirshner,
Studio B and Studio E at
the
48.
man with the golden ear.
It was at 48 East 52nd Street, and we had Simon and Garfunkel's engineer.
That's right. When they would travel by train.
But and we had the two Freds. We had Old Fred and Young Fred, who were engineers. And
which was weird because Old Fred was younger than Young Fred, and Young Fred was older than Old Fred.
That's right. And Old Fred took pictures of the sessions, and
we had him arrested for doing so.
Yeah, right.
He had to return all those pictures.
All those pictures.
Yeah.
And we were in his latest picture.
That's right. Remember?
Yeah.
But anyway, we're up for a role in The Monkees. You know, the
Oh,
TV show.
yeah.
All the kids are
Speaking
talking
of
about
rock
it.
and roll.
The kids love it.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's a funny show. I've watched a few of the episodes, and the kids are great, and they want us to be on the show. And we're going to talk to them next week. We have a meeting with them next week.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk to them.
Yeah, they're shooting out at the Columbia Ranch.
That's right. That's right. It's the Western spoof they're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember, they wanted us to be the sidekicks. So,
Get
so
on a horse again. Hey.
Yeah, we were on horses. Remember Texas Twits?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
Right. Battle Sore.
Yeah.
I think you co-hosted the Mike Douglas show. For
he
about
had
a
us
week.
on all week.
Yeah.
He had us on all week.
Yeah, Cleveland, back in Cleveland.
No, well, actually, no. That was Philadelphia.
No.
Philadelphia.
The first time we were on was in Cleveland.
Yeah, right. But I tried to forget that. But we did it in Philadelphia.
Well, a bunch of our friends at Short Vincent Street were still there, and it was great to see them. And we stayed at the Sheraton.
Oh, there goes. Now we got a free room at the Sheraton.
We were playing at Jim Swingles.
I was driving a Cadillac.
Jim Swingles at the time.
Yeah, he had that, shingles.
And
I told you, my hearing's not that great.
But you're right. We did it later on.
We did it in Philadelphia when he was in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Now, he used to do all those surprises. You know, Mike Douglas was known for the surprises.
Oh, he
so
surprised
I
us.
remember when he brought out some
he
of
sang
your
on
co-stars.
key one day.
But he brought out some of your co-stars.
That's right. He brought out Edmund Lowe came to visit us.
I think it was Edmund Lowe Jr.
No, it was Edmund Lowe.
L-O-E-W. L-O-E-W.
Yeah, that's right. He showed up to say hello. Yeah. And we worked in vaudeville with Rose Marie. And she was on the Hollywood Palace with us, and that was a great reunion. Yeah, she came on the show as well. I remember she got mad at you because you set her on fire accidentally. I told you to be careful with that cigar, but you wouldn't listen to me. But Rose Marie was on fire for a little while, but and then I made that joke about cooking ham, and she got really angry with me.
And I talked about 3D movies with she's sensitive about that 3D movie she did.
Oh, you mean Top Banana?
Yeah.
With another guy named Biffle.
Yeah. Right. Oh, that's right. But
Jerry Biffle.
They still can't find the left side.
Of who?
Of Top Banana.
Oh, because of the
somebody threw out one of the negatives.
That's right.
What have we got 2 negatives of this for? They threw one out. It was half.
For the people who don't know what we're talking about, the movie Top Banana was filmed in 3D, but now it's only the
1D.
The flat one.
Yeah.
And Rose Marie was like virtually cut out of it. At least
she's got nothing to do.
All her music.
But I understand that she got into an argument with the producer.
That's my understanding too.
That's right. Well, that's the story she tells me.
You don't mess with Rose Marie.
Oh no, you don't mess with Rose Marie.
No.
Oh no, she'll hit you with that flower in her head. I've got sinus trouble.
Nick Santa Maria and Will Ryan are with us in character as Benny Biffle and Sammy Shuster as we reminisce with the boys about their vast career in television during the 1960s. Michael Schlesinger is also with us. We hope you'll stay with us as we continue our conversation with Nick and Will and Benny and Sammy here on TV Confidential.
Become an advertiser or underwriter of TV Confidential and let our brand help promote your brand. To find out more, go to televisionconfidential.com/advertise.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they were able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now Mom and Dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less.
800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. That's 800-649-0142.
Story Salon is Los Angeles' longest-running storytelling venue. We have live shows every Wednesday in Studio City, as well as solo shows, podcasts, CDs, and several books. Los Angeles Daily News calls Story Salon Gemstones of Narrative, something new, funny, astonishing. Sunset Magazine says tales tall, tragic, and tantalizing. All of this makes Story Salon one of the most eclectic entertainment experiences available. You can learn more about us by going to our Facebook page or by visiting our website at www.storysalon.com.
Accredited by Guinness World Records, welcome to Archival Television Audio Incorporated, a peerless TV soundtrack archive preserving the audio from television's first 3 decades, the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, the golden and silver age of television.
For more information, go to atvaudio.com.
Ed Robertson, along with her friend Donna Allen Figueroa, who I understand has a new book out.
Yes, it's entitled Fall Again Beginnings. It's the first part of a 4-part contemporary romantic series set against the background of working actors.
Something that you know a thing or two
well,
about.
You write what you know, and I have been working in the business for several years.
It is not necessarily autobiographical, but it's based on...
Sure, many of the experiences that the actors in my book have, many have happened to me, many have happened to friends of mine. It's not, if you're looking for Valley of the Dolls, it's not, it's grounded in reality.
It is grounded in reality, and it's the first in a series.
Yes.
Called the Fall Again series.
Fall Again.
Which is available as a paperback as well as an ebook and in Kindle at fallagainseries.com.